Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we are very fortunate today. We have Her Grace Leela Shakti Mataji. She is a very senior devotee. She's been practicing Krishna Bhakti for more than 40 years. And all her family are wonderful devotees. And she is preaching in many different languages. She even has one Sangha group in Pakistan, on Zoom, and other places. So she's doing in Gujarati, in English. She's doing in Hindi. And are you going to do one in Scottish? Yeah? Anyway. So she has read the scriptures and she's familiar with all the pastimes. She's done lots of service. And we thought we'd invite her today so that she can share with us what is the meaning of this particular Ekadashi that we're practicing today, because every month there's 2 Ekadashis, So then each particular Ekadashi has specific meanings and there's a whole story behind that and why we practice it and everything. So Mataji will share with us some of those meanings, and she'll give us some enlightenment, and also she'll talk for about 20 minutes, and then she will also take some questions. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask, anything regarding Ekadashis or any topic on spiritual topics, Mataji will, I'm sure she will be happy to share that knowledge and enlighten you. So we'd like to say 3 big Haribols for Leela Shakti Mataji. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. And from our regular host, Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Prabhu, unfortunately he couldn't make it today, although he's done every single program. For how long is it? Nearly over a year, yeah. So he's a very popular person. So today he's doing another Sangha program. So he's not sleeping, but he's, although he deserves a good sleep, he's doing another Sangha preaching program. So he asked me, he said, just to apologize, I couldn't be here today. So thank you very much. It's nice to see all of you so enthusiastic to come here and be ready to hear and chant and glorify the Lord and learn. And we're going to be worshipping Lord Nrsingadev afterwards. You all get an opportunity to offer some flower, some prayer, and you get some Mahaprasad. And we're also going to chant a round of Japamala as well. So it's a wonderful opportunity. So Ekadashi is a time when we're supposed to decrease the meditation on the body and increase the remembrance of Krishna. But Mataji will tell you more about that. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Shri Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna tira vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ki jai, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Samved Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Hare Krishna. It's very nice to see you all. Thank you for coming and staying for this Ekadashi charcha, what we call in Gujarati. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna. So, everybody knows today is Ekadashi, right? Does everybody know? Do you know which Ekadashi is it? What's the name of today's Ekadashi? Jaya Ekadashi. Today's Ekadashi has got two names. So it's Jaya Ekadashi and what other? Is Bhaimi Ekadashi. Yeah. So there is a reason why this Ekadashi has got two names. But before we go into why this Ekadashi is called Bhaimi and why is it called Jaya Ekadashi, what I would like to discuss is what is Ekadashi? Right? We all know in Hindu culture that from childhood we know about Ekadashi. In many households, we observe Ekadashi as well. Maybe if we didn't, our grandmothers probably did every Ekadashi. But did we ever question what is it? Why do we fast on this Ekadashi? What is the significance of fasting on this Ekadashi? What are the rules and regulations? Why we should not eat grains on any Ekadashi? What is the reason? So today, we will be discussing all that. So there are few aspects of Ekadashi. So there is this Ekadashi, and then there is fasting. So Ekadashi, there are some basic rules and regulations that we follow on Ekadashi. And the fasting aspect is from Ayurveda, from Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Then there is a scientific study of modern world. It's nothing to do with Ekadashi, but it is linked with, devotees have linked it with the scientific aspect in Ekadashi. And the most important is the spiritual significance of Ekadashi. So it's just not a scriptural thing. Sometimes we come across people who would say, yes, but it's just you're fasting it, and there's nothing, why do you fast? A lot of time people don't want to hear the references from the Puranas, because that can be called as a myth. But when it is brought from scientific way and Ayurvedic way, it makes more sense, even for me. So what is Ekadashi? Ekadashi falls twice a month, right? And it falls into two pakshas. Does anybody know what pakshas are two? What are they, Mataji? Yes, one is Krishna Paksh and one is Shukla Paksh. In English, we would call it vaccine and, can you speak? Waning, yes. So, why do we fast on Ekadashi? And what is Ekadashi? That we will be discussing. So Ekadashi actually is a favorite day of Lord Hari, Lord Vishnu's favorite day. And it is also called, this tithi, it is tithi, isn't it? This tithi is called Madhav tithi. Now, Krishna has got uncountable names, and out of them one is Madhav. So this tithi is called Madhav tithi. And what do we do on this day? We do fasting. And the word in Sanskrit is Uppavas. We call it that we are doing Uppavas today. So can anybody tell me what is the meaning of Uppavas? Yes, that's fasting from grains. That is called Uppavas. Anybody else? The real meaning of Uppavas is Up and Vas. So Uppavas means, Up means closer, Vas means together. So it's staying close to Krishna is Uppavas. And there are two meanings of Uppavas. Because what do we do on Ekadashi? Why do we fast? So we don't have to worry, especially Matajis don't have to worry about cooking. Life should be simple on Ekadashi. But does it happen in this day and age? Gosh, you have to only go on the YouTube for Ekadashi recipes and your mind gets blown off. Many years ago, when I first came across pizza, Ekadashi pizza, and I was surprised that where did you come from? You Ekadashi pizza, where did you appear from? But see, this is all human intelligence to cheat even the Lord. We can't eat grain pizza, that's fine. We'll create some Ekadashi pizza. Right? And we create so many things. And, well, we are satisfied that we are not eating grain on that day. So there are two meanings. One is Uppavas. And that is from inner. External, you eat pizzas, Ferrari pizzas, Ferrari sabji, and what else? Ferrari pasta, Ferrari everything, right? That you can make from grains. Now you can make it from the Ferrari atta and all that. That is external because we are satisfying our senses. But the inner meaning of Uppavas is staying closer to the Lord. Be closer on that day with the Lord. Be connected with the Lord. And by doing so, our senses, our 11 senses, we keep them in control. Which are these 11 senses? There are 5 knowledge-acquiring senses, which are called Jnanendriya, and 5 working senses, which are called Karmendriya. There are 10, and the top one is our mind. So with all these 11 senses, one should be connected to the Lord on this particular day. I have come across devotees, I don't do that myself, on a rare occasion I would, but some devotees, they chant 64 rounds of japa on that day. That's all they do, completely connection with the Lord. External things doesn't matter on this day. And when we are connected, that connected to the Lord, we forget our needs. I mean, we have to eat, we have to drink, we have to maintain our body, because we live in this age of Kali, and in Kali Yuga, the austerities people could do in other yugas are not possible. But we can minimize our needs. Instead of going pizza, pasta, and all that varieties of food stuff, we could keep life simple. Just have 1 or 2 items and be connected with the Lord. So, and absorb in the thoughts of Krishna. Absorb our mind, our soul, our thoughts, everything in with Krishna. And from a scientific point of view, our stomach, every day, how much are we eating? Let's be honest. 3 times a day, sometimes 4 times a day, in between snacks. First thing in the morning, we wake up, and there is a there is a little quote in Gujarat. They would say, Chai Devi Namastubhyam. Yeah? So my humble obeisance is to Tea Devi, Chai Devi. Right? As soon as we wake up. And then everything else. From morning till the time we go to take rest at night, are we giving our stomach any rest? We don't. We eat 3 times, sometimes 4 times, and we have no boundary. Some people might have. Nowadays, people are more health conscious, so people are taking a bit extra care. But generally, eating is the main focus in human life. So the stomach needs rest. Now it is written in Padma Puran, there is a reference that people who eat meat, who are not vegetarians, they need to give their stomach a rest once a year for a whole month. Surprising? For the whole month, you need to give total rest to the stomach. And there are certain religious organizations that they fast for a whole month. All day they fast, and they break their fast in the evening. Right? There are groups in the world. So, but the vegetarians, people who are on a vegetarian diet, they need less time. They don't need that much time. Because while eating meat, the level of protein, fats, all that is in the stomach, in the body. To get rid of all that, it needs a longer period. But for the vegetarians, they need less. So, for the Vaishnavas, this is in Padma Puran. And from Patanjali Yoga Sutra as well, it is stated that the non-vegetarians have to fast for a month, and vegetarians can fast 1.5 day to 2 days every 15 days. And that is where our Ekadashi comes. See, our rishis previously, when they wrote all these scriptures, they were very scientific. They knew what our bodily needs are. So, when Ekadashi appears, we fast from grains, and we eat things which are non-grains. And there are various ways of fasting on Ekadashi. Can someone tell me what are these ways? Only water? Yes. Yes, Mataji, thank you. Nirjala? Yes. So people do Nirjala. Then you can do Nirjala by taking sip of water, complete without water. Fruit juices, then fruits. If you can't do without fruits, then you can eat all these, what we discussed earlier on. Ferrari pizza, Ferrari sabji, Ferrari whatever, and so forth. But when somebody eats grain on Ekadashi, it's considered sinful from the scripture's point of view. So, another scientific reason is that when when we eat, when the food goes in the stomach and it's digesting, and it takes a long time for the stomach to digest, and our DNA, it affects our DNA. So to safeguard our DNA, one must give body a rest from food intake. And there is quite a lot of research, quite a lot of scientific reasonings behind it. We won't go in that, otherwise we won't have time. So the spiritual, now we will come to the spiritual aspect of Ekadashi. So in the beginning, the rules of Ekadashi is that one should not take grains. And the basic thing for Ekadashi is Uppavas, stay closer to the Lord. Then Ayurvedic from Patanjali Yoga Sutra, our body needs rest every 15 days. Now we will come. There is a lot of scientific study as well. Now we are coming to the spiritual significance of Ekadashi. So Ekadashi is Krishna's favorite tithi. And it's called Madhav Tithi, as I said earlier on. And Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur, whose picture is there, the last one. Last picture is Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur in our Guru Parampara. He has stated that Madhava Tithi Bhagati Janani. Madhava Tithi Bhagati Janani Jatane Palana Kari. That Janani, that mother, ye Madhav Tithi, this Madhav Tithi which is Ekadashi, is Bhagati Janani. She's the mother of Bhakti. Now, if we have got a mother, a Bhakti as our mother, how fortunate we would be. Because Bhaktivedanta Thakur said, Jatane Palana Kari. So she is the one who takes care of individual. Whoever fast, whoever observe Ekadashi, whoever does proper Uppavas. And Uppavas is conscious, our conscious, isn't it? With our body, sometimes we cannot be at the temple, but in our mind we can be connected. And according to the scriptures, there is no need to do any other vrat. Like there are 7 days. And how many of you have come across people are fasting on Monday for Shivji, Tuesday for Hanumanji, Wednesday for something, Thursday for Guru, Friday for Santoshi Mata, Saturday for Hanumanji again, and so forth. Every day, all these demigods have claimed all these days. And rightfully, in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 2nd canto, there is a statement, if people can worship different demigods, means devatas, for various desires. But all those are temporary. But when we worship Lord Hari, and when Lord Hari grants us a passage back home, that is permanent. So one has to be intelligent what we would like. We would like temporary things or the permanent. And here, Ekadashi is Bhagati Janani. By doing Ekadashi in a proper manner, the Bhakti, this Bhakti Janani will sprout in our heart. Like in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says, Brahmananda Brahmete Kono Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Kripa Se Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. So it says in this whole universe, there are few handful of people who would receive a Bhakti Lata Bij, the seed of Bhakti. By whom? By the mercy of spiritual master and Krishna. And it is one's duty, once after receiving it, to look after it, nurture it, make it grow into a huge tree where the fruits of bhakti would come and they become very sweet. And you will notice that people who are on this path are generally happy. People do go through stressful life, but the innermost understanding would be that it's all Krishna's mercy. We don't like dark, we don't like night, but it's needed for us to appreciate the rays of sunshine next day. So one goes through difficulties in life. When the happiness comes, they appreciate it more. So Ekadashi, by doing Ekadashi, Bhakti Janani can grant us this precious thing. Now, my question to all is, in your life, what is the most precious thing? Prabhuji? Anybody else? Mataji, you, Prabhuji? What is the most important thing in your life?
Krishna and my family.
Yeah? Yes. Yes, Krishna and our family, yes. But beyond that, it is Krishna Prem. We need Krishna Prem. We might have Krishna, but we might not have love of Godhead. When Lord Ram came, when Lord Krishna came, he would give mercy, he would give liberation, he would give a passage back home. When Lord Ram came, he took so many back to original Ayodhya in Pushpak Viman. When Krishna came, he liberated so many. But he never gave his love. He never gave Krishna Prem. The only few had that. In Braj, Gopis had that. Uddhavji had that. And very few had that love. But by following this Ekadashi, Krishna, Mother Janani can grant us that love of Godhead. In this Kali Yuga, we are very fortunate that Lord Chaitanya, Gaura Hari, appeared 500 years ago, and he just opened up the doors of Krishna Prem. And he is one of the Maha Vadanyayai, not only Vadanyayai. Vadanyayai arthat, the merciful. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is most merciful. He's Maha Vadanyayai. And he gave us a tool to gain this Krishna Prem. So, bhakti of Vishnu Tattva is most important. Rather than fasting on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and going from flower to flower like a bumblebee, if we just follow Ekadashi, then this bhakti, this prem will sprout in our heart. Now, since it's sinful to eat grains, that's why we don't eat, because it's pap. And why it is sinful to eat grains on Ekadashi? When we were young, we never asked anybody, not my parents, nobody. We just followed the lawsuit. We never questioned. But as we get older, we question that why grains are not eaten on this day. So Lord Vishnu killed Shankarjor. How long have I got? Okay, 8:30. We have got 15 minutes. So I'm going to rush you through this journey. So Lord Vishnu, he killed Shankarjor. There was this demon. And Shankarjor had a son, and his name was Mur. When he saw that my father was killed by Shankarjor, he went in the forest and he did austerity towards Lord Shiva to please him. And Lord Shiva is so merciful, Ashutosh, Bholenath. He appeared to him and said, "What would you like?" So Mur said that I want strength, that nobody can defeat me. Tathastu, Lord Shiva gave him that boon. And first thing he did, he attacked the Svargalok. And he created a big havoc there. Devatas were very frightened, so they went to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you." And there was a huge fight between Mur and Lord Vishnu. For years it went on. One day, Lord Vishnu left the battlefield and ran away. In Krishna Lila, he ran away, and his name became Ranchod. So Lord Vishnu ran away. In front, Lord Vishnu, and behind Mur. And Lord Vishnu entered one cave. What did he do in there? He went to sleep. And Mur came with his army. And as he entered that cave, army outside, he took his sword and as he was about to attack Lord Vishnu, a divine being, a divine Shakti appeared from Lord Vishnu's heart. And this Shakti transformed into a young female with all the weapons in her hands. And she single-handed killed all the army of Mur. And she was about to kill Mur, and Mur went. By this time, Lord Vishnu was awake. And this Mur went to Lord and said, "I'm surrendering to you. I'm at your mercy, so you save me." And Lord Vishnu kindly said yes. And he looked at this female, this Devi Shakti, and said, "Who are you?" And she said, "Don't you remember me? I have appeared from your heart. I'm your Ekadashi. My name is Ekadashi." So Lord Vishnu said, "Oh, so you are Ekadashi." And then this Mur, Lord Vishnu told him that you get out from my creation. You go away from my creation. So Mur folded his hands and said, "Where do I go? The whole universe is your creation. Where can I live?" So Lord Vishnu looked at this Ekadashi, and he looked at Mur, and on that day, it was the 11th day. What day was it? It was 11th day. So Lord said to Mur that you live in the grains on Ekadashi. So on Ekadashi day, Mur, the demon, lives in the grains. There is another story that Papa Purush was created by Lord Vishnu to punish the sinners. And once when Lord Vishnu went to Yamaraj, to Yampuri, to meet him, there was a lot of screams coming from somewhere. And Lord Vishnu said, "What is this scream? Why? Somebody is being tortured." And Yamaraj said, "Yes, you have created this Papa Purush. And this Papa Purush is punishing the jivas who's committed sinful activities. At that time, Lord Vishnu's eyes became numb. Tears came through his eyes, and the compassion through his heart, a foam appeared. She stood in front of Lord Vishnu and folded hands. So Lord Vishnu said, "Who are you? You have appeared, who are you?" And she said, "My Lord, I am your servant, I am your Ekadashi." So this is the Ekadashi. And that Ekadashi is the same, appeared in different times. And Lord said to her that, okay, from now on, if anybody glorifies me, then you go and you save them, you deliver them. And she started to deliver all these jivatmas, because everybody knew that we have committed this sin, but by glorifying Lord Vishnu, just by glorifying, we will be delivered, because Ekadashi, the Bhagati Janani, will deliver us. There was nobody left in hell, in hellish condition. This Papa Purush came to Lord and said, "I'm done, I'm redundant, I've got nothing. What can I do? I have got no job. What do I do?" So Lord said, that's not right. You ought to have something to do. So Lord asked him, because Ekadashi was saving all these people, Lord asked Papa Purush to stay in the grains for one day, on the day of Ekadashi. So it's sinful to eat grains on Ekadashi. So this is the reason we fast on Ekadashi and we don't eat grains. There is quite a lot of information from various Puranas, but we will talk about today's Ekadashi, Bhaimi Ekadashi and Jaya Ekadashi. So it falls on the Magmas. This is the Magmas. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that among the months, I am the Makshar. And it's on the Shukla Paksh. So at one time, Yudhishthir Maharaj asked Krishna that, "My Lord, what is the significance of this Jaya Ekadashi, Bhaimi Ekadashi?" So Lord said that at one time, Lord Indra from the Svarglok, he went, he went into some gardens, some place, some kunjas, and they arranged dancing and all this entertainment. And while the dancing and all that was going on, there were two people there, Malyavan and Pushpavati. They were singing and they were performing for Indra. But when Malyavan and Pushpavati saw each other, they were attracted to each other. And by doing so, their performance was disturbed. They could not perform properly because they were looking at each other. And Indra became very angry about this, because Indra naturally is quite envious about others, and he's quite possessive about his own position. How dare their action is interfering in my happiness. So he cursed these two, that you are not fit to live in Svargalok. So you go on the earth planet, Mrityulok, and you stay in Himalaya. So these two, all of a sudden, all their effulgence was gone. And they arrived in the Himalayas. And now we all know how cold is there. And they were in the Pichash body. They were in the ghost body. That's what they were cursed to be. And they were roaming everywhere, and they didn't know what to do, how to get out from here. And at one time, it was so cold. It was so cold that they sat under one peepal tree, and they didn't have strength to get up and eat. So they stayed there. And the whole night went, the whole day went, next day went. And next day when they got up, they didn't realize it was Jaya Ekadashi on that day. And they had fasted, they had stayed up. Next day when the sun rose, sun came out, they regained their opulence. They got their celestial body back, and they went back to the heavenly planets. When Indra saw them, he said, "What happened? I cursed you and you are here." So they told Indra about this Jaya Ekadashi that they did not realize, but it was Ekadashi, and we fasted and we've regained our original form. So this is the glory of Jaya Ekadashi. Whoever fasts on this Ekadashi, it is written, stated in Padma Puran, that they will, even if they are in ghostly body, they will regain their own original form by getting another human birth. So Jaya Ekadashi ki. I've got 3 minutes. If anybody's got any question or any comments, please. Otherwise, Godru Mahaprabhu will be not that happy. So
they can have quickly question and then we need to chant around with them.
yes. So that's why I said 2-3 minutes. Anybody's got any questions? I apologize. I rushed a bit, but there's so much about the Ekadashi. It's just mind-blowing.
Yeah, once she gets going, that's it. So that means you must come again and hear from Leela Shakti Matati. She's got a lot to share. So if all of you are smiling and see you are paying attention, so it definitely was.
Don't listen to him. He's just glorifying. So anybody's got any question? Sorry? If the bodily needs are there, we are in Kali Yuga, right? We are living in a yuga that our body is not fit for so much austerity. So do whatever you can. But like I said earlier on, we have to do Uppavas. We have to be in our mind. We have to be connected to the Lord. Sleeping, not sleeping is external. We have to go internal. Have to try to stay up. Have to no. Yeah, take water and fruit, but chant properly without falling asleep. That will be a good thing to do. Okay, Sri Jaya Ekadashi ki Jai. And tomorrow is Varaha Dev's appearance day. So Lord Varaha ki Jai. And because Lord Varaha Dev saved Mother Earth, Bhumi, from the ocean, today's Ekadashi is Bhaimi Ekadashi as well. So Hare Krishna, thank you very much. And we will chant one round. Yes. So in Kali Yuga, the Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga is chanting. Harinam, 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 Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nastaiva, Nastaiva, Nastaiva Gatiranyata. So we must chant this Maha Mantra. This Maha Mantra is for Kali Yuga. In Satya Yuga, it was austerity. In Treta Yuga, it was home, havan, ityadi. In Dwapar Yuga, it was deity worshipping. In Kali Yuga, our life is very short, so we chant. So before we chant, we say, go on. Sri Krishna, can you all chant with me? Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Today is Ekadashi, so let's not chant from our mouth. Let's chant from our heart. And we chant from our navel and connect to the Lord for one round. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thank you.
Okay, so did everybody enjoy that? Absorption in chanting the holy name. So please, every day at home, get your mala and chant every day so you can have that bliss, that special time with Krishna. And the more you chant, the happier you feel, and all your problems will go. 100% it works in Kali Yuga. So we just got a couple of announcements to make, and then we're going to do the Aarti, Nrsimha Aarti. And then 9 o'clock there will be, the curtains will open, we'll have 9 o'clock Aarti for the deities. Okay, here it's this is prayers. People are requesting some prayers for general well-being, and this is requested by Camborne ISKCON Veda Club. And what are they praying for? They are praying for devotees and the whole mankind. So it's, "Oh Lord Nrsimha, we are your little children. Please take this corona away so that we can continue the club and learn about you and please help protect everyone." So this corona is causing a lot of problems, so they're praying to Lord Nrsingadev, so for the well-being of all mankind. That's nice. So pray for everyone. Sometimes people only pray for themselves, but it's good to pray. And then there's another, it's a memory, it's a request by Jiva and Param Bodalia, and they're praying for Rajkumar Gandhi, and they're saying, "Oh Krishna, please give our Raju Papa engaged into your service, and give strength to Gita Bha and the family. Keep blessing them so that they can continue to engage in your loving service." So we'll stop there, and then we ask everyone if they like to stand up, and we'll do the arti. So is it? Shri Nrsingadev Bhagavan ki, Ekadashi Vrata ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON Guru Vrinda ki, Shri Harinam Prabhu ki, all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord ki jai. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada Lada Dayine. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Shilatankana Kalaye. Ito Nasimho Parato Nasimho. Yato Yato Yamitato Nasimho. Bahe Nasimho Ridahe Nasimho. Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade. Tavakara Kamala Bare Nakam Adbhuta Shingham Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringham Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamala Bare Nakam Adbhuta Shingham Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringham Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev, 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 Jaya Nrsimhadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Narahari, Jaya Narahari, Narahari, Jaya Narahari, Jaya Narahari, Narahari, Narahari. Jaya Narahari, 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 Jaya Narahari. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ke, Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ke, Srila Prabhupada ke, ISKCON Guru Vrinda ke, Sri Ekadashi Vrata ke, Vaishnav Sangha Vaishnav Seva ke, Sri Harinam Prabhu ke, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo. So thank you everyone, you all look very cheerful, you look like you have received the blessings of Lord Nrsimhadev. And it's wonderful that you all came to spend our Ekadashi with us and hear about the pastime of this particular Ekadashi. So in 6 minutes' time, the conch will go, woo, and then the curtains will open, and then you can get opportunity to bow down, sing and dance and glorify their lordships again. So it's a 10-minute arti from 9 o'clock till 10 past 9. After that, you can all stay for a little bit of Maha Prasad. So there's not so many of you, so you'll get some Maha Prasad. So this is our life: hearing, chanting, remembering, serving. So when we are engaging our activities in glorifying the Lord, then our life becomes perfect. You know, there's 9 processes of devotional service. So they begin with hearing, chanting, and remembering. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. If we do those things right, that's the foundation, you know, then the rest of the building will be very strong. You know? So, thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So please come as often as you can to the temple, and whenever we're doing Bhakti Janani program, you're always welcome to attend, and tell all your friends, and if they can't attend, they can also see online. Hare Krishna. Any last comment? So, we forgot to thank the priest. Sri Narayan Pandit Ji Maharaj ki jai.